We're going to focus on this one right here, the second verse. So I'm going to let you hear a little bit what's going on, and then we'll go from there.
He took a beating worse than Balboa and never tried to retaliate. Though he had the power to annihilate every soldier, they all found grace. Yeah, that's the kind of music we make. About Christ who let men spit in his face. The kind of music that make you lay prostrate like a yoga pose.
Like your boy always says, your lead vocal needs to be able to stand on its own.
Cat of nine tails ripped his back open the size of pothole. He was God in the flesh and never flexed a muscle. So humble. Learn about the crucifixion in the Gospels.
So that right there was the main vocal. As you can tell, the main vocal could stand on its own. So let's go to exactly how I get it. This is really the vocal thing I have for this one right here. Of course, when you're this song right here has absolutely no auto-tune. But this right here is the EQ. Now, number one, the EQ you want to subtract first. The first EQ is subtracting all the negative frequencies, okay? The de-esser. So let's go ahead and turn this on real quick, and you can hear.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, if you didn't know. Me and Zig on the case like Columbo. Great.
So you hear that? This is why I love Nectar. When you cut this listen, you're going to listen to what the de-esser is really doing. It's cutting out those, and it's telling you where it's at. That's how much de-essing it's taking out. But make sure you turn it back on so you can hear the vocal. And then the EQ2 is now bringing back the good frequencies. So the first EQ is taking out the bad frequencies, and then the second EQ is bringing the good part of it back.
Yeah, he took a beating worse than Balboa and never tried to retaliate. Though he had the power to annihilate every soldier, they all found grace.
As you see right here, the low end, you really do not need any low end vocal, okay? Especially depending on where you're recording that vocal. That's the low end is going to be the room noise, the rumble in your vocal. You want to take that out. Then I threw a compressor in there.
Yeah, that's the kind of music we make. About Christ who let men spit in his face.
And what the compressor is doing is making everything level. It's leveling everything. The compressor is going to turn down the high peaks, and the low peaks is going to bring it up, okay? When it does that, this makeup gain, you're going to want to turn that up. Because when it's a vocal being compressed, it's basically going to turn that vocal down, okay? But when you hit the makeup gain, you turn it up, you're bringing back the volume of the vocal. But I want to get you to look at something real quick. The doubler. I put that on a bus right here, the doubler. But notice on the doubler, let's go ahead and open that up.
Though he had the power to annihilate every soldier, they all found grace. Yeah, that's the kind of music we make. About Christ who let men spit in his face. The kind of music that make you lay prostrate like a yoga pose.
Doubler is basically going to make your vocal thicker, okay? A lot of times you see people put this on their background vocals, but you can put it on your lead vocal, but you want to bust that out. That way you can determine how much you get. But on specific doublers, one thing you want to do is you want to put an EQ right after it. Now, as you see, I took out the low end of it. Let's go ahead and put some more low end back. Right there. And then the high presence, because sometimes those doublers could bring in frequencies that could be annoying. So you want to take some of them bad frequencies out.
And he died for them strippers on the metal poles. Cat of nine tails ripped his back open the size of pothole.
The gub is basically going to be you putting more emphasis on the last rhyming words, or some people gub the entire vocal.
For the earth, and this is Mick's music. Yeah, he took a beating worse than Balboa.
So I'm going to turn that gub up and you'll be able to hear.
Never tried to retaliate. Though he had the power to annihilate every soldier, they all found grace. Yeah, that's the kind of music we make.
So we're going to turn it back to where it was. So the dub, you really don't want to hear it. You want to be able to feel it, and basically you want the dubs to make the entire vocal at the emphasized words to be thicker. So as you see on my fader, I turned it down quite a bit, and then I panned it 17 spots to the left. Okay. The reason why is spacing. Everything's about space. That lead vocal is so good and so strong. It really doesn't need a dub if you didn't want to, but the dub is going to make the entire vocal thicker, which is going to help it become more crispy.
About Christ who let men spit in his face. The kind of music that make you lay prostrate like a yoga pose. And he died for them strippers on the metal pose.
This right here is a free plugin. This is similar to, it's pretty much the same as the Doubler and Isotope that I had in the lead vocal, but I'm trying different plugins. Again, this is free. This is a free plugin. And all it's doing is making the vocal be wider, okay? And you definitely want to put that on all the dubs, okay?
My tails ripped his back open the size of pothole. He was God in the flesh and never flexed a muscle. So humble.
This one, as you see right here, I panned it to the right. So the dub was 17 spots to the left, and the ad-lib is going to be 20 spots to the right. You do it depending on how you want to do it, but everything's about spacing. You're going for a more thicker sound, so everything's panned, okay?
Make this music. Yeah, he took a beating worse than Balboa and never tried to retaliate. Though he had the power to annihilate every soldier, they all found grace. Yeah, that's the kind of music we make. About Christ who let men spit in his face. The kind of music that make you...
Boom, boom. These are the three vocals right here. See how I got it? The dub is slightly down from the lead vocal because the dub is only supposed to make that lead vocal thicker. And then the ad-lib is actually turned up a little higher than the dub. But let me show you the ad-lib real quick. This is the EQ for the ad-lib, pretty much taking out all those low spots right here. So this right here is a template. So right here, use it. If you want your ad-libs to sound like his was, this is what you're doing right here. This is how it should look. So stop it, pause it, and then add it to your next song.